First diagnosis was pretty bad. You know, they were saying that I could probably die within a couple of years. Mine is one of the most aggressive forms of non-Hodgkin lymphoma that they've pretty much ever seen. So a company like that has money. They can fight a long time. Like I said, this fight might go past my life.
Lee Johnson sued Monsanto and won. The jury awarded him $289 million in August of 2018 after concluding his cancer was linked to exposure to Roundup, Monsanto's controversial toxic weed killer.
And that's when I had the shower of Ranger Pro all over me. It went down in my protective gear, it went down in my suit, everywhere.
Johnson was working as a groundskeeper at a few different schools for about 4 years and using a concentrated version of Roundup called Ranger Pro. While most past cases against the chemical giant haven't gone anywhere, Johnson's has, and could open the door for thousands of others who say they're sick because of Monsanto.
I was even told, Lee, you don't want to try to go against that company. And I had no choice because I had no job. I was sick. So I had to do what I needed to do.
It goes through the plant to kill it, tops and rhizomes. The more complete control of Roundup lasts longer than 1 year.
But is it worth it?
Monsanto's flagship product, Roundup, has been the center of a heated debate for years. It's the most widely used weed killer in the world. 19 billion pounds of it have already been used since its release in the 70s. It's on the food we eat, it's sprayed on playgrounds, at dog parks. It's everywhere. Its key ingredient, glyphosate, was classified as a probable carcinogen by the World Health Organization in 2015. Since then, Monsanto, now owned by Bayer, and its advocates have made it a mission to convince people and the government that their product is safe.
You can drink a whole quart of it and it won't hurt you.
You want to drink some? We have some here.
I'd be happy to, actually, but not really, but
Not really?
I know it wouldn't hurt me.
If you say so, I have some glyphosate.
No, I'm not stupid.
The use of Roundup skyrocketed in the mid-90s when Monsanto created genetically modified crops that can resist the chemical. This led to farming practices like spraying Roundup across whole fields and, as a result, on the food that people eat. Glyphosate isn't regulated by the USDA or the EPA. The FDA only recently started testing foods for it, after prompting from consumer groups and the Government Accountability Office. And so once they gave you the diagnosis, what was your reaction?
That was the worst, to hear that. That was the worst. They didn't want to see the type of cancer that they saw in the test. So they did another test, and this time my wife went. They did that test. It was pretty bad because she broke down and started crying and all that. And they found out, that I had cancer, that I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I have some painful lesions right now. I have some stuff going on, but I've been doing this for so long that I'm starting to get used to the pain.
What were your kids' reactions when you first told them?
So breaking the news to them is really hard because because as soon as you say cancer, people just count you out. They picture you laid out, gone. They see me every day, so they see what I go through. So they were told, but then they see it. They've seen the way bottom where I've been at. We're headed to Benicia, California, the place where I used to work. Yeah, that's when I got a super big exposure because the hose broke on my equipment. And that's when I had the shower of Ranger Pro all over me. It went down in my protective gear, it went down in my suit, everywhere. They don't use Roundup in the whole town anymore. They don't use it at all. They stopped using the formula at all. But I don't know what other chemicals they use, but they definitely stopped using that.
And that's since your case?
Yes, in this town and in another town about an hour from here called Novato. Novato also quit using the formulation.
Glyphosate is banned by cities and counties across the country. France, Germany, and a handful of other countries have also announced plans to phase it out or restrict it.
That's what I'm glad is that we made it past the threshold where we can actually get more testing. The conversation is obviously brewing about what's going on with our food, with our soil and everything. So it's a big deal. It's way bigger than me, so I'm just a part of the situation now.
Johnson hopes his case will bring awareness to the dangers of using Roundup near schools.
What we're pushing for is a glyphosate-free campuses. That's my push. My goal is to have a pesticide-free campuses for all schools. People that are talking about this and the wave of attention that has gotten us, like people are like tentacles of me, I don't really have to say much or do much because there's so many people that have doing it before me, and they're doing it now, and they'll probably be doing it after me, you know, to keep grounds and keep farms and keep food safe.
A few months after the ruling, the judge overturned the jury's award, reducing it to $78 million. Johnson agreed to the new amount, but still hasn't received any money yet to help pay for his cancer treatments.
So it's almost dealing with ghost money and dealing with the attention at the same time. So a lot of time, and it was hard going there and to focus on trying to do that again, even though it's worth $250 million, it's not really worth it because it was never about the money for me. So I think that the courts have done their fair justice. So right now, you know, after me accepting the offer that was given, it's up to the other side to decide whether or not we go back to court. They've already said publicly over and over that they're going to appeal, so we're expecting a year or two worth of appeals, maybe more.
Oh, wow.
That's why I'm saying this thing could outdo me.
Monsanto representatives declined to sit down for an interview with us, but said they would be appealing. There are currently over 8,000 outstanding lawsuits against Monsanto. Lee's case could set a legal precedent that could affect the outcome of others who wish to hold the company accountable.
I hope that it's an inspiration to people that would think that, you know, if they had somebody or a company or something that wronged them, that you go up against something bigger than you either can get crushed or you can win. So I would say to you, use my story as an example that you actually could win.